do your cover. All right. So I'm going to put these, go ahead and do more of these. And I want to talk about your book cloth cover because we are going to cut a template for it, right? So you have the two pieces that you will be using for a cover. You have this, it's almost square, and then you have your little spine, right? And so what we're going to do is we are going to cut a piece of paper that looks like this, okay? Let me show you how this will be placed. All right, so you are going to place your spine here, and this is book cloth. This is your template for your book cloth, but I want to show you this before we do it. You place your spine there. You measure over 3/8 of an inch, maybe a 1/2 an inch. And with this book cloth that you've cut, you're going to glue one side down. You're going to glue the other side down, okay? And then you are going to glue that side over. And so you get this really beautiful corner there, and there's not as much bulk because you've cut this down. Now, I do want to show you one thing. I think you can see this really clear. But one of the techniques, or the skill building things that you'll want to do is when you make this template, you don't want a piece sticking out here. So what you're going to do is once you make this template, you're going to fold it in half like this, and then you are going to cut off that excess, okay? You're going to cut off the excess with your brass, like so, okay? There we go. So you have your template, all right? So I want to show you how you are going to fold this template. You get a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. You are going to fold it like a hot dog. You are going to fold it like a hamburger. Then you're going to fold it like a taco, or you're going to have your two sides meet each other like so. Dink. And dink. Okay, you're going to unfold it. So this is what your page looks like. All right. You are going to go ahead and take one of your spines, and you will see that you folded it to the exact correct size here. Okay. So this is where your one side of your cover is going to go. Then what you're going to have to figure out is you want to take that perpendicular point and cut it down a little bit at an angle. Okay, so I just marked exactly where that perpendicular point is, and then I'm taking it down about a 1/2 an inch. Okay, and I'm going to do that on two sides. Okay, so I'm going to take my brass and my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to cut this down on the side. Do you see how I'm doing that? All right. And then I am going to cut this piece of paper off right here. So that has helped me create a perfect mirrored template. This was our original. This is what we're going for. All right. And that assures that you will have the right size. Okay. Now, what I want to show you is your spine goes here. Your cover goes there. This goes up. Whoops. Can I try it again? This goes up. This goes down. It almost meets, but not quite. And then this needs to slide out a little bit further. Then this folds in. Now, what I have to do on my template again is I would have to cut down that excess because we want it exactly perfect. Okay. One other thing that I want to say to you, and I want to show you this sample and talk about how deep you want this. I typically would cut, I don't know, probably an inch or 3/4 of an inch off here, you know, in terms of the aesthetic of your book cloth. Let's see how that lines up. This isn't the exact same size. I feel like this is too big proportionally. So I want to suggest that we cut your template. Let's see, what would be nice? Oh, I think 3 inches is nice. 3 inches is always a nice number. So I go ahead and mark that 3 inches over, and then I'm going to cut this down. Whoops, not with my pencil, but with my X-Acto knife. Okay, and now we have a smaller template. So what you're going to do is you are going to take your book cloth that I gave you, okay? Some people, I just gave you a full sheet that you'll be able to cut 2 out of, and some people I did give you 2. But what you're going to do is you're going to lay that book cloth, and of course, you remember this, you want it to run along the spine. So the spine is running this way. Your book cloth spine will run that way. I'm going to pick up my pencil that fell. And you are going to trace this, this template onto your book cloth. Do you see how I'm doing that? And you're not going to wiggle this template. You're going to be really calm and do your meditative breathing exercises. Okay, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, so I have successfully traced that template that I just made onto my book cloth. Do you see that? And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut both pages at once. And I do that by taking my brass and going to give it a cut there. And I want a new blade. I want to say it again to you. You want fresh blades so you can have a nice smooth cut, right? Whoops. You know, I'm not standing over it, so it's more difficult when I'm not up and over it. Okay, so do you see how those two just slipped? I have to very carefully make sure those are exactly lined up on both sides before I start cutting again. Yeah? And I'm going to do it slowly so I don't make mistakes. I think it just wiggled again, and I'm going to put it back into place. Okay, so I'm cutting this side. The less I move it around, the less it's going to wiggle. I'm going to cut this side. Oh, I love this rolly chair. I'm going to cut this side. I'll just go ahead and cut this side. Whoops. Gonna try not to wiggle this. Don't wiggle your book cloth. And then the final cut will be down here, right? Let's see if I can pull that up. Again, it has to be perfectly lined up. And I'm going to cut this little part off here at the bottom. Okay, oh, I guess that didn't go all the way through. Almost, there we go. Okay, so do you see that we just cut 2 covers? Okay, and so this is going to fold in half like so, and you can go ahead and crease that in. Okay, so I want you to think about this. This is going in here like so, and then these are coming down on top like so. Whoops, Can I grab it? So, okay, this is folding in. And so what you want to make sure is there's not excess hanging out there. That's why we angled those corners. Okay, so in our next video, we are going to be gluing your cover and your spine to your book cloth. Okay, so let's stop for a minute, and I'm going to get a bucket of glue, and I want you to do that as well. All right, and I will see you back here in a minute. Your book cloth cover, because we are going to cut a template for it, right?